Hey!
Many people might think that learning English necessarily equals enrolling in a course, chanting the ABCs, and learning how to write the plural version of sky, for example. Especially for kids. But from a personal experience, learning English can be so fun and less, let's say, monotonous than the usual stereotypical way. In fact, it can be so fun that learning happens unintentionally. So, growing up as a so-called iPad kid, I've always enjoyed playing games. And from a personal preference, I've always enjoyed games that provided a low-pressure experience, especially games that include quests for building and decorating and so on. I enjoyed this simply as a kid, but as I grew up, I realized it helped a lot throughout my journey of English learning. And so today, I'm going to talk about my experience in playing one of my childhood favorite games in the context of the general and objective benefits of playing it for the purpose of language learning. This game is the Smurfs Village. In this video, I'll examine the game from a computer-assisted language learning perspective, exploring how it can support language learning, its strengths and limitations, and how teachers can effectively integrate it into classroom tasks. So, what is Smurfs Village? Smurfs Village is a free-to-play simulation game where players build and upgrade their own Smurf village. Players gather resources, follow quests, interact with different Smurf characters, and expand the map. Key features include construction tasks, simple quests with short written instructions, mini-games like farming, decorating, and resource collection, continuous updates, seasonal events, and narrative storylines. And from a call perspective, what matters is that the game includes constant reading input, instructions are usually simple and repetitive, and the visual context helps comprehension, especially for language learners. And now, let's talk about the language skills that are practiced in the game. First, we have the reading skill, the one that has the most part. Most of the game's interaction happens through reading, such as the quests that the Smurfs give, the simple dialogues that the Smurfs have between each other, notifications like this one, and even the names of the items in the menus. And what makes it helpful for beginner language learners is that the sentences are short, the structure is usually repetitive, and it uses high-frequency everyday vocabulary. Now the next big part in the list is vocabulary development. The game exposes learners to a wide range of vocabulary, including nature and farming terms such as wood, crops, and harvest, house and building vocabulary such as hut, workshop, and bridge, action verbs such as collect, build, upgrade, and complete, and descriptive adjectives used for items and quests like rare, magical, and special. Because these words appear repeatedly in meaningful, task-based contexts, the game naturally supports stronger vocabulary retention. The next is listening and auditory cues. Now, the game has limited spoken dialogue, but here's the thing. It has many audio cues for actions, such as the sounds of harvesting, building, and competition. Although it's not strong on spoken language exposure, but the sounds still support the multimodal experience, aiding comprehension and engagement. About the writing skills, the game does not really include writing, but teachers can always create tasks, such as write 5 sentences describing your village, or write steps on how to complete a quest, for example. And this leads us to the limitations of Smurfs Village as a call tool.
Ow!
As I just mentioned before, it has nearly no speaking or listening practice.
Hey!
The second thing is, it is not designed for language learning. Means some students might just skip the conversations and the dialogues and just go ahead and do the tasks. The third thing is, it is too simple for higher level learners. Most languages around A1 to A2, so advanced students won't benefit much. So to sum up, Smurfs Village, which is one of my favorite childhood games, may not be designed for educational purposes, but it can be a very good environment, a friendly environment, to learn English for learners that are still in the first steps. And side by side with English, it teaches dedication and a sense of responsibility. You would think, what would these little Smurfs do without me? And as a teacher, assigning a writing or speaking assignment according to this game would provide an accessible way to practice English beyond traditional lessons and make children actually enjoy learning English.